Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tea Around the Table, where you are the news. I am your host and server for today, Zeke, and there's a lot of content created by you, the people, so it's going to be my pleasure to dish out all the tea on the latest of what's happening, what's being said, and who's in these streets. Episodes will be trying to go as fast as possible to eliminate bloat. So if you see something of interest to you, please utilize those pause, rewind, and slow down features. And with that, let's get started going into the first item, which is events around the town. The concept is rather simple. I'll be going over some of the events that are happening tomorrow, or if this is going to be a weekend episode, the weekend, to ensure you have adequate time to plan and see what you want to do. With that, for the first category, which is outdoor fitness and health, on Sunday, the 28th of December, there is volleyball in the park. It's going to be at Taylor Park, address listed as such, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. It is trying to be an adult event, so it's 18 plus. However, you can bring children 12 plus to play volleyball as long as you are their chaperone or parent. Individuals that are going to be hosting that are going to be Albuquerque Walks and Social Activities. So if that sounds of interest to you, make sure you put it in your calendar. The next in the category of nightlife drinking and partying, we have a Woolly concert at Revel, address listed as such. The doors open at 8, but the concert apparently starts at 8:30. We'll see about that. Likewise, this one is 16 plus, so I want to make sure for everybody else that can't get into the clubs that they know that this event is going on, so they can also have fun. Hosted by Rebel. Again, that is 27 December 2025, Saturday. For special events for Saturday, 27 December 2025, we have the New Mexico Bowl. That is football. For all of those not aware, it's going to be at University Stadium. Starts at 3:45. Again, that is fun for all ages. Caveat, as long as you buy your ticket. Hosted by the NCAA. So, if that sounds of interest to you, or you forgot for some reason that the New Mexico Bowl was happening, please put that in your calendars. Second item that we're going into is tea over the shoulder. What's the word around town? And the concept of this is simple. You will be looking over my shoulder as I go on my device and see what's being said around town. The reason or rationale is because some of these don't allow screenshots, and especially for the disclaimer, I, Zeke the server, have not created any content within these platforms. I am only reading content already produced therein as an unbiased journalist. Any discontentment should be directed at the post creators, communicators, and or the platform for facilitating the capability to provide commentary. However, I will caveat that this information will be distributed regardless of the platform as it's been going on for centuries. So if anything, this is your way of figuring out what's going on in real time. So in essence, you're welcome. And for everybody else, you see what's being said around town. There's two parts to this session or this segment. The first is going to be steep tea. Parts that we have allowed posts to have all those adequate interactions to ensure that we can see what's actually being said about said individuals. The second is going to be fresh tea, i.e., the newest individuals that are going to be posted on these forums. Now, we're going to be limiting those interactions or these people to 5 per segment or episode. Sure, we do not run out of content for all of our regular viewers. And also to have something to look forward to. So with that, let's get started. Over the shoulder. For all of those that actually looked at the last episode, other than this premiere episode, you will realize that we had ended off on Michael, age 31, from Albuquerque. So since we ended on him, we will not count him as one of the 5. We will then be going to the next individual on the docket, which is Freddie, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico, age 32. 2 red flags, 2 green flags. Knocked up, just asked question. Response: dry conversations and only wants sex. Reply: he has a small one. Response: agree. And that's all I got to say about that. With that, that ends Freddie, number 1 of 5. So we will be going to the next individual, which is Thomas. Thomas is age 29, also hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. 0 green flags, 7 red flags. 2 comments. So let's see what they say. Response: okay, no one comments, but there are red flags. Why? 40 days ago. Reply: that's what I want to know. Ha. And for the record, that's what we on Tea Around the Table want to know too. Interesting. But that ends Thomas. Number 2 of 5. Number 3 of 5, we have Oswaldo. Anybody know him? And apparently nobody does, because there's been 0 interactions. So Oswaldo, 18, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico, you are in the clear. However, if there are individuals that are watching this and know anything about Oswaldo, you can put information on there. That is 3 of 5. Number 4 of 5, we have a big one. 18 red flags. Ethan, 19 years old, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. 18 red flags and no green flags. Let me know. Got a weird text from him. Well, let's see what the responses are. Response: bro is 5 foot nothing. Response: bop, only wants to fuck. Response: beg me to open his snaps. Response: gets mad when I don't text him or even snap him back. Response: don't even get me started on this man. Wow. That also had 3 likes on it. Response: crack that. It's all true though. He only wants to fuck. Response: ew, girl, run. He's a whore. Wow. He literally is with this one girl, but won't make it official and will fuck anything with a hole. That's a bar. Response: is his at E.11? Reply: yes. Reply: man. Very curious on what that means, but I guess it's not our business to know. So that ends on Ethan. That is number 4. So rounding out the 5, we will have this individual here, Victor, 27, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. These are likewise all of his pictures. I guess one got taken down. Of which they asked, any tea, ladies? Apparently there's no tea, so Victor, 27, looks like you're in the clear. And for that, that ends steeped tea. So now we will be going to the top of this list and seeing the individuals that have been recently added. For those that tune in, I believe we ended at Logan. So the new additions on this app are Loney, 36, Hemes, 4 green flags, 1 red flag, and 2 comments. But we're not going to get into that right now. Likewise, we have Alejandro, 24, Espanola, New Mexico. And then finally rounding out, we have Martin, 29, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico as well. Just want to know the T. So with that, we end item 2, which is T over the shoulder, and get into the third item and the final item, which is T, Russian roulette. Who's in these streets? Concept again is rather simple. We will be peering over my shoulder onto the big 2 dating applications to see, ultimately, who's in these streets. Nothing significant to report, and ultimately, you do with that information as you will. Furthermore, I shall add to my disclaimer that I cannot confirm or deny patrons displayed made the profiles themselves and or in sound mind. So, if you see them in the streets, again, do with your information as you will. Likewise, if you know them, I hope it's in a good way. So first, we'll start off with Tinder. And we have Sika, 24. These are all the photos. We will only be doing 10 individuals in this Russian roulette, by the way. Next, we have Ashley, 25. Also hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Number 3, we have Mika, 27. Number 4, we have Riley, 29, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Number 5, Gabby, 24, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Number 6, Melissa, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's their information. Number 7, Elena, 23, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She likes doing things with her tongue, apparently. Number 8, Miki, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico at 26. Number 9, Ivory, 20, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And number 20, or excuse me, number 10, Michaela, 25, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's a nice color. And that rounds out the first segment in Russian roulette. Now, let's get into the second part of Russian roulette. We're the first. Number 1, we have Thomas. Thomas is hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico at 28. 2, we have Brooks. 24. In Rio Rancho. 3, we have Jocelyn. 21. In Sandia Heights. 4, we have B. That sounds ominous. 20. In Albuquerque, New Mexico. Number 5, we have Michael. 27. Hailing in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 6, we have Ricky. 24. 7, we have Jacob. 25. 'At Kirtland Air Force Base. 8, we have Jean Franco. 26. In Albuquerque, New Mexico. 9, we have Gavin. 20. And 10, rounding out the list, we have George. 26. In Albuquerque, New Mexico. And with that, that concludes the segment on Russian roulette. So, that is us signing off. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Tea Around the Table. And make sure you tune in next time because you never know when you may be the feature. Episodes will be uploaded Monday through Friday no later than 6 p.m. to ensure regular viewage by our loyal fans such as yourselves. They will all be uploaded on YouTube as well. More to follow as we gain more subscribers and followers. So with that being said, have an amazing day. Watch the company you keep, and I'll see you on the next one.